All panelists. And now the webinar is streaming now on live on YouTube. So
So good to
let's
go.
get it started. So hello guys. Kai, you do the honors.
I can do the intro. You can do the intro. It's all good. Yeah, I'll do it since I'm the Reallusion host here. We're happy to have Mark Diaz with us, one of our premier trainers for Cartoon Animator 4. Amazing artist, producer, and he's going to be basically kind of telling you a little bit of tips, I guess, how to enhance your project in Cartoon Animator. You know, take it from like the basic level to the pro level, I guess. You know, a lot of things, a lot of tips he's going to give us as we go along here. I guess I'll give you the basics of the webinar here. We are recording this webinar, as you just heard here. We are also live streaming on YouTube. If you are fortunate enough to be with us on Zoom here, we have a Q&A section where you can put the questions, any questions you have in the Q&A panel of Zoom, and we'll answer those questions at the end of the webinar. You can put them in any time in the webinar, but Mark and I will both be answering them later on at the end of the webinar. And we also have a survey we're going to be sending out to you guys at the end of this webinar today. So if you have any suggestions, any questions you want to learn, or any questions you want to ask, any things you want to learn about, please feel free to put that in the feedback form of the survey we're going to send out via email to you guys. And if you do that, if you return that to us, you get a 10% discount from the content store. So you can get some good discount on content, help your production. And yeah, I think there's not much more to say on my end. I think if you're new to Reallusion, if you're new to the product, Mark is one of our top trainers for Cartoon Animator 4. You can find him on our education page. He has his own training system, his own training courses that you can subscribe to. Highly recommend this. He's self-taught, but he knows what he's talking about. He's definitely more of an animator than I am. I'm more of a lazy animator. Mark gets into the nitty gritty. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. Anyways, yeah. So I think we'll go from there. Unless you wanted to want me to say anything else, Mark? I think you're good to go.
Yeah, actually, just mentioning on the survey that they do at the end, I sometimes get really good feedback and really good ideas from you guys. So I really appreciate honest feedback, not just polite, but honest. One of the feedback some of you gave, and I was like, it's really good, and it's like having also like a PDF with written instructions with pictures, and I thought, oh, that's genius. I didn't prepare that for this one because there's a lot of work, but I totally, whenever I have the time, I have that in my mind, guys. So do keep the good ideas, and it helps us also for, that's also a good idea for courses. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to hear like all of your feedback, anything you guys want to learn about. I mean, there's no stupid questions, as they say. We want to help you from the beginning to the end. So and Mark's the guy to help you with that. So I think, Mark, we can just hand everything over to you, and you can go wild with your ninja ninja skills.
Okay,
There you
let's
go.
get it started, guys. So today we're going to be talking about how to stand out, right? You want to be standing out from the crowd. So let me start my presentation here. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm sharing the correct screen. Let me just start the presentation here. And I'm gonna share the screen so you can, okay, everybody can see the screen? Yes? Just type one yes in the chat or something. Just to make sure and then not proceed.
It's all good. All good on my end. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So today is about standing out on animated videos with ease and fun. So it's not just about standing out, but also about enjoying the process. Now, here's a couple of examples of standing out. Let's say that I'm going to invite people to a party, right? And I'm gonna post something on my social media, right? But for my family and friends. And then I go to this is the idea, party all night. I could put that and yeah, guys, party all night. That's boring. So what if instead of that, which of these two examples, that one version A or the same example, but it's the same exact same text, which one stands out more? Now, here's another example for education. I know there are a couple of teachers among you. Oh, hello, hello. Is my microphone very quiet? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, just making sure I got some.
Yeah, I can hear you fine myself. If anyone can't hear Mark, put it in the chat window. Someone says it's very quiet.
Okay,
So
okay,
you can always boost
okay,
up your volume or.
okay, okay. I'm gonna adjust a little bit more. Hello, hello. Yes, better. Is it better?
I think you're the same on my end. Bridget says it's better. So yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna continue then. Thank you for the feedback. I'm gonna continue. And so I know there are a couple of teachers among you. So this is for education, right? And I could do this like 2 plus 3 equals 5, or I could show it like this, right? This one is much more interesting. Oops, I have a frame there. And then if I'm going to promote a free course, which actually we have this course out, I just launched it today for you guys. And the link is provided. I believe someone on Revolution provided it right there. I'm going to put it just so you can see. But yeah, it's totally free for anyone who has Cartoon Animator. And I could do this, or I could do this. Which of the two stands out more? Well, the answer is obvious, right? So it's all about standing out. So the question is, how can you stand out? Very simple question. The answer, with good ideas. Okay, yeah, but how do I get good ideas? Well, for that, I like to think of great thinkers, people who are smarter than all of us combined right here. And for that, we're gonna go with to Linus Pauling, a Nobel Prize winner. He says the best way to get a good idea is to have lots of ideas. Nobel Prize winner in chemistry. Wow. Yes. Here's the thing. A lot of us are afraid to give wrong ideas. So one of the things that I teach my team when we're doing brainstorm is like sometimes people are so self-judging, like I don't know, I'm not getting any good ideas. Okay, let's start dropping bad ideas. Let's dropping on the table. Bad ideas inspire good ideas. So the question is, okay, yeah, but how do you get lots of ideas? Because that's the formula. You just have to get lots of ideas and then you find a good idea. Yeah, but how can you get lots of ideas? If we're talking about standing out with doing an animation, how can I do that? Well, by getting lots of references. This is a magic word that if you forget everything about today, this is the one thing I want you to remember: references. So for this one, for example, party all night. When I was doing it, I was like, okay, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. It just has to be something that is like party all night. So I just went to Google and then I just typed good graphic design. And then I just found this poster from Mad Men, the show. And then, oh, look at that. I like the idea of the buildings and I like the idea of red and then white. So what I did was take that same concept and just put the same kind of the same concept of the buildings and then red, white, red, because here's the other thing. The two words are together with no space, but we understand it different words because of the colors. So I do the same in here. It's just a design principle. And I just went in to Cartoon Animator and did the silhouette dancing of the characters, right? And that makes it very interesting. Now for this one, free new course, blah, blah, blah. Well, I just found that concept in here. And as you can see, there's phrases, and I use that a lot in my graphic design. That is small text and then big text and then small text, but all in everything can fit into a rectangle. So I did that. even pick the same color, right? And the white, and that looks really cool. And all I did was, again, add the characters from Cartoon Animator dancing, right? So what about a music video? Like something more, a little bit more ambitious, right? Well, for that, I'm gonna show you a music video that we did for Cartoon Animator, for Revolution, for one of the promotionals. And I'm really proud of this. So let me show it to you, and then I'm gonna show you how you can think your way to that. Because the thing is, I want to teach you today how to think and get lots of really good ideas so you can stand out. And if there's multiple people looking for a job, maybe you're the one who gets it, right? In any case, I just want you to learn how to think, right? Let me show you again. It's gonna be screen 1, right? And let me just show the video. And also let me make sure that I'm sharing with sound, share sound. Perfect. All right. And here we go. And by the way, probably sometimes when you play a video, sometimes the video is a little bit laggy. So if it's lagging, I'm also going to post, I uploaded to Vimeo, so you can also see it there. Okay, let's play it. Very interesting, dynamic, etc. So again, if you had problems and it didn't look fluent on your end, I just put the video, the link for a Vimeo upload that I did. So the question is, how can any of you, because all of you can do this, how can any of you, if you want it, do something like this, like the ideas, all of that? How can you do that? Well, let's go to the making of this video. What I did was do you remember? How do you get a good idea? Getting lots of ideas. How do you get lots of ideas? Getting references. So what I did was watch a lot of music videos. That's what I did. Watch a lot of music. It was like an hour of just sitting down, and then the next, and then, ooh, that's good. Ooh, that has nothing to do with what I'm doing, but it's cool. I'm enjoying it. And then I watch another one, and oh, this is actually a good idea. So I'm gonna actually show from the ton of references that I took. I'm gonna show you my 4 favorite, but I spent like hours watching references. So now what I did was, okay, I kind of liked some dance moves, and then I recorded myself doing those dance moves, but with the music that I was going to use for the video. So let's see the making of. And for the making of, I'm also putting the link on, if you want to see it on Vimeo. I'm gonna play it here. Let me share my screen. Screen 1. And here we go. Now, this is important because I cannot.
Mark, I got to interrupt here really quick. I think you missed your calling as a backup dancer, man. I gotta say.
Oh, I didn't miss it.
So to put that in there, that's talented. That's talented. All right, sorry.
So what I did here, if you notice, is that I cannot do the backflip. So I just put this. I did the whole thing, imagining it, and then I do this, and then whoop, continue with a clip I got from the slow-mo guys, right? But anyway, let's continue. And then I translate all of that into animation in Cartoon Animator. Look, it's the same steps. They are in sync. And then here's the with the camera work and everything. And then at the end, we use the After Effects plugin and we put some backgrounds. All of that, for all of that, I required references to get all those ideas. Really, really, really cool, right? Oops. I wanted to. Okay. Yes, that's it. And now, Sonja, you agree with my other profession? Whoo, I have some dance moves hidden in there. So the thing is, for me, dancing is really easy. And I just recorded myself. But what if I was not a good dancer? Then I would call a friend like, hey, can you do that step and dance it with this rhythm? I'm gonna record you like a creep. Or you can be friendly also, but I like to be.
Well, just give us some tequila, right? Everyone can dance with some tequila, right?
But the thing is, the dancing is easy for me. But if I wanted to, for example, some martial arts stuff, I would get maybe to a school and then, hey, can we record there? So whatever I need, I would just get it, right? For the reference, or even go to the YouTube and find my reference there. The only thing is, find a reference that is full body and it doesn't have the camera moving. So if any of you wanted to do a dance video, what I would do is go to YouTube and look for dance classes where they show you clearly the steps, right? So that's what I would do. In my case, I just did it here in the office. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you all the reference that I took to get to that point where I get ideas for that video, right? Sounds cool? Yeah. All righty, let's continue. Yay. I'm gonna share my screen and it's going to be screen this one. All righty. So let me go to this, and this is where I spent my first couple of hours for this video. This is basically day one for me, just sitting down and watching a lot of videos. And if anyone enters, hey, what are you doing? You're wasting time. I'm like, hey, I'm doing research, okay, with a very serious look. And this is what I checked. Actually, let me play it with the music. This one is pretty cool. That I really like the snapping of the fingers, and you're gonna see the promotional video starts with fingers snapping because I really like that. Oh, really cool. And then I was like, oh, 2D characters like in a 3D environment. Oh my god, I gotta use that. All of these are ideas for me, right? Like the camera movement, oh, it's looking so cool. And also the formation of the characters. There's multiple characters across the screen, not just flat. No, there's depth, right? Like, look, there's characters far away, then closer, and all of that was not my original idea. I saw it from here, and it's pretty cool. Now I'm gonna go to another reference by Mark Ronson, Bruno Mars, and this one was pretty cool. One of the things that you're going to notice, that I noticed actually, was when I was watching the music videos, the shots were really short. I'm gonna go to this one and you're gonna see how they cut again and again. And by cut, I mean a change of what we're seeing in the screen. For example, we're watching the legs and then cut. There's some guys in there. And not only that, there's also another feature that I'm noticing. We don't see this guy full body. We see a close-up. We only see his face and then the shoulders. And I was like, whoa, these guys are not afraid of just showing legs, right? Just showing legs and then only hands. And that's what I did also in here in the dancing videos. Sometimes I would only show the feet, right, the legs, and then cut to this, right? And all of that was from the video. Like, I'm not showing that I took out, like, I believe like 40 minutes to do each of those, like the dancing moves. And yet I'm not showing until here, and it's only for a glimpse. Look, boop, and then there's another cut. And the fast cuts, I got it from here. Let me put the sound. Like legs, and then camera moving up. And I thought, that's pretty cool. Actually, that cut, like, I thought like, oh, that's cool. But hey, just so you know, I had so many ideas. And the thing is, okay, I have a deadline. I have to deliver. But there's so much things, so much stuff that I wanted to do. I'm like, I'm reserving it for future videos. So yeah, let me continue. Am I sharing the correct screen? The guy with on YouTube? Yeah. Hopefully, yes. If not, let me know. But look at this. This was like, oh, look at that. I like that formation. They're kind of like in an arrow, right? There's this guy, and then the other guys are behind him. Ooh. So look at this formation, and then look at what do we have there? The same formation. Hey, Mark, where did you get it? Shh, don't tell anyone. This is Bruno Mars. So all of this is ideas. I'm not, the only original stuff that I'm doing here is that I'm mixing tons of ideas. If anyone is familiar with Napoleon Hill, he talks about creativity, the synthetic creativity, and then original creativity, something like that. Synthetic creativity is when you mix past ideas, like old ideas, you mix them together, and then you create something new. That's what we're doing here, right? And then I got like, let me go to another reference. And in here was when I started noticing a pattern, like actually there's a lot of people dancing together. And I was on chat with the Revolution team, and I was like, you know what? I was thinking of just showing a character alone, but when in my research, I'm seeing a lot of characters in the same screen. Like, look at all those characters. Well, in here, you also see I'm using tons of characters, and I get that they are duplicates, but I got that from references, right? And look at this. This is from Justin Bieber. And by the way, I personally, in my daily life, I never listened to Justin Bieber, but in my research, I was listening to everything, right? Look at that step. Look at this. And what do we have here? I thought, oh, that step looks good. And oops, let me just go to here again. Look at this step. Hey, Mark, how did you get that step? Shh, don't tell anyone. Here it is. I mean, this one is a little bit different, and I just was like, oh yeah, for when I mentioned something about stories. And finally, from this video, this was one of my first that I got. I really like this video. Let me play this clip. That dance move, like, I thought it was pretty cool, but I was like, the rotation is probably going to be really complicated in Cartoon Animator, so I opted from some easier ones. Like all of that. Oh, it's so cool. Look at that. Look at this step. They're gonna go, just so you know, the step is they go that, and then down, down. Up, down, down. Look. And I really like, but they do it in a lot of cuts. I was like, they're seriously using a lot of cuts. Let me share the screen again. Check this out. Then up, down, down. And then all these steps are so creative. Someone got paid as a choreographer to have all these lazy guys to, hey, start moving and woo, and then they start dancing really cool, right? Look at this step. I'm going frame by frame, right? And by the way, that step that you saw, where do we have it? Right here. Up, up, down, down, right? Let me lower the volume in here. Oh, it's in here. So again, look, up, up, down, down. That's that step, right? And then we have this one. Look, I really like this one. They go like down and then up and then, and I'm noticing that the hips and then this part of the torso goes this way and then this one goes this way, right? And then ooh, I do like the movement of the hips synchronized with the hands. Ooh, this is pretty cool. And then I thought, oh, yeah, I can do that in Cartoon Animator. Where did I use it? Right there. Aha, right? And yeah, like a lot of ideas. Also this one, this one, look at that. Just, I was like, yeah, just kicking, like stomping the floor and having the hands like that. Where do we see that? Combined with Bruno Mars. Right there. So as you can see, I feel like a magician revealing the tree, like, oh, first everyone, oh, this guy is so creative. Not really. Look, all of you can do this. This is a trick. You can just check a lot of reference, pay attention, and absorb what you like. And then, yeah, and I took a lot of notes. There was like a ton of ideas, and I used only a couple of them, right? And now, what about the backgrounds? Because after I check all of this, I do all those animations and some camera movements. At some point, I also add the backgrounds. Look, right? So how do you get ideas for backgrounds? Well, again, references. I'm going to repeat this again. If you forget everything from this webinar, remember this word, references. I'm going to show you images that I got for inspiration of the references for the background. There was a lot of them that I was like, oh, I want to execute something like this, right? But it was so complicated, and I was like, oh, you have to deliver now. But look at this one, the dance floor. What do we see here? And what do we see here? Also, I noticed like there was a lot of lighting. And so I had this effect in After Effects of putting like flares, right? All of this, just to add to the intensity of the music. And then look at this one. I like the background not being flat, and it's like in a kind of a zigzag. Well, I got it from a reference. Let me find it. And it's, where is it? It's here. These two. I liked how this was like in a zigzag, right? And also the color and lights in there. I used the same in here. I just changed the lights a little bit in here. And for the roof, I got the idea from this one. It's just black with white squares, right? Black with white squares, right? So everything, even this was one of my favorites, one of the most complicated for me. And that one, I got inspired from this one. I like, oh yeah, I want something having like this depth and flares and everything. And then I was struggling so much, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use this. And also notice that I went into After Effects and put reflections. And here's the trick, just so you know, a lot of stuff I didn't know how to do in After Effects. I was like, how do I put reflections? And then I just went to YouTube and then how to put reflections on After Effects. There was like a bunch of tutorials. I just follow a couple of them, right? And how to put a shadow, right? All of that. So in here, I noticed that I really needed to put reflections because look at this, reflections. Oh, look at this, reflections. And then look at this, very slightly, but there's reflections in all of them. I was noticing reflections, and then I was like, you know what? To do something really cool, I'm gonna need to know how to put reflections. Okay, let's go to YouTube and learn it, right? And actually, this added a lot to the ambience, right? The same in here. Look, and again, reflections. So all of you can do this. Now, I'm going to spend the last few minutes showing you how I do the animation of, we're gonna take one of the references of my dancing, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Now, all of this is being recorded. If you're watching a replay on YouTube, we are going to also provide this. Let me just show you because I have everything prepared also. Uh, the team at Revolution, I believe I can send you this, and you can put this, all the links that I'm mentioning. And so if any of you want to follow up, I'm sharing this link so you can get this file, the dancing reference. I'm gonna play it. And actually, let me just show you really quick, because in a future webinar and tutorial, I'm gonna show you how I break down, there's more technique into this, break down the video into freezed frames, right? This is the actual video, very fluent. But what I do is that I break it down into keyframes. Look, I'm gonna go frame by frame, and you're gonna see that I'm holding that position. And then it changes to another keyframe for a couple of frames, like 4 frames, and then another keyframe. So what I focus on is this keyframe. And if you're really smart, you don't have to spend that much time. Look, we're gonna do the animation of this dance in like 15 minutes. How? Look, this is one pose, another one, another one, another one, and another one. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And then we just go in reverse. This is 4, this is 3, this is 2, this is 1. Right? So we just have to repeat them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And I'm gonna show you how to do this break in Movavi. Right here, I'm using Premiere Pro, but I'm gonna show you with Movavi because there's, I believe when you get Cartoon Animator, you also get Movavi. Is that still a promotion? I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, that's still a promotion right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you guys can take advantage because I'm going to create a tutorial on how to apply this technique in Movavi, right? So what I did was render that clip and send it to you right here. Is this. But this clip is the one with keyframes. It's not fluent. It's a little bit choppy, but that's the point. That's what the character in Cartoon Animator is going to be doing. With also the exact timing, and also I'm providing that part of the music, this. Yeah. It's just the clip for the music, so we can import it into Cartoon Animator. Okay, all of that is provided in here. I'm gonna put these 2 links in the chat right now. There's the link for the, actually, let me just put it with the complete text. Link for the reference file and for the music. Here it is for the music. And now let's get it started. I'm gonna go to Cartoon Animator. I'm gonna open the timeline, and you know what? Let me change the display settings. I'm gonna change this one to smaller, so everything is not super duper small. Okay. Now everything is a little bit bigger. I know some of you are watching this on cell phone or mobile, right? So what I'm doing is I open the timeline, and then I make sure the project is showing. Sometimes it's not showing. Go to track list, project, and then sound effects. And then I'm gonna double click in here. And let me get this file. I'm gonna get this address. Just click here, copy. go back to Cartoon Animator, paste, enter, and here it is, music clip. The one that I provided, you can just download it. There it is. And now the duration of this animation is going to be 61 frames. I click on the settings, go to total off, 61, and then I press OK. There you go. Now we can have a loop. This is sometimes deactivated. You can just activate it, and now I have a loop. Okay, so we're ready. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be jumping back from here and check this image and then do have my character posing there. Let me remove that so I don't cheat. And this is what you're gonna have, right? And now let me do this. I'm gonna have this a little bit to the side and then Cartoon Animator to this other side. And I'm gonna be working side by side with them, right? Right here and right here. I can jump with between them really easily. Usually I use these several monitors, but for you, for the purposes of this lesson, I'm gonna do it like this. Now, let's go to Content Manager. I'm gonna bring an actor and I'm gonna bring, I like the social bodies, right? You can use any other character, right? You can use the ones provided by Revolution right here. Pretty cool. But I just like these ones. They are so friendly. We're gonna take Shad. Let's take Mr. Shad. Where are you, Shad? Right here. Just click and drag. And as easy as that, Mr. Shad is coming to the screen to dance for us. Are you ready, Chad? Yes. Alrighty. He's ready. Now I'm going to just press, let me get the annotation so you can see everything that I'm pressing. And let me see. Yeah. Now you can see everything that I'm pressing. I'm gonna press letter K because it's faster. And all I'm gonna do is have my character in this position, right? Hips are going to go a little bit to the left of the screen, and the shoulders go all. Let me see. Let me see how this dance goes. Yeah, actually, this shoulder is lagging in here, but it should be like the shoulders and the hips are going this side and the middle part of the body is doing this, right? So let me do that. I just try to explain. Hopefully the explanation was not crappy. But in here, I'm just gonna have this character have go like this, then the hips go to one side like this, and then this part of the torso goes a little bit to the side, but then rotates like this, right? Now I want this leg to be totally straight like this. How can I do that? Well, I can take this and go up little by little, right? I can drag the mouse, but also I like to use this precision. Look, right there. I think right there works okay. And then I'm going to take this leg and put it here. I want this leg to be reaching the ground, just like in here. So what can I do? I can disable the constraints and then take this leg and pull it down. That pulls the whole hip down. And I want to put the edge of the camera right here as if it was the ground. Very nice. Now I rotate this and I have the first pose right there. Well, actually, the part of the pose. I want the neck also kind of to this direction and then rotating like this, right? Now the arms are close to the chest like this. I'm focusing only on the arms. Later, I'm gonna see the forearms. And then the forearms rotate like this. And this is one of 5, right? This is one position right there. Maybe I want to open this a little bit like this. And let me straight this a little bit. Now this hand is looking really weird. It shouldn't be like that. Let me just press S to switch to the sprite editor, pick this hand, and now I'm going to pick this other one. Yes, that feels better. Is number 12 on this character. Alrighty. So we have the first position, right? Do we? Let me bring the torso a little bit more, maybe more exaggerated because it's a cartoon. Like maybe there. Alrighty. Now let's go to the next position. I go to the video editing and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames forward. So in here I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Frame number 5. Now in here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have more space in the timeline, but also in here, sometimes you have to scroll a lot when you're picking bones. One trick that I do is that I click on the hip and then scroll just a little bit more. And let me hide the project. I'm gonna close project. And I want to show one that says transform, the global one. So I'm gonna click on motion. There you go. This is the one that I was looking for, transform. And what I'm gonna do, the kind of animation that I'm going for is like kind of step-by-step animation. So I'm gonna right click, then transition curve and go to step, all right? And then I'm gonna take this keyframe, press Ctrl C to copy, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, the right here, and then I paste, right? There you go. Now, what I do is, this is the second one, the keyframe number 2. Let's pause it. And is here. It's kind of when he's going in the middle. The hips are moving. Oops, I don't want to move the character like this. I'm gonna press Ctrl Z to undo. I'm gonna lock the legs. I need to activate the constraints. Lock the legs. They are locked. And now I can move the hips a little bit to the side. But this guy is gonna start going a little bit down. Now he goes like this, but then I have to recover the position of this leg. Let me remove the constraints, take this leg. Actually, I can select it from here and then pull it back up, right? And then activate the constraints. Let's see if this works. Bring this leg down. Oops, not like this. Kind of, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. There you go, right there. All right. That's it. Now this, the torso, is a little bit more in the center, right? Let's compare from here to here. The leg shouldn't be moving that much. Look, from here to here. Aha, we have a mistake. Let me correct it. The leg should be touching this line. All right, let's move this leg a little bit. I'm probably going to need to extend this a little bit right there. All right, right there. Okay, from here to, let me show you this quick trick that I do. I press tab and then shift tab. Perfect. Now he's more in the center and the hands also should be in the center. Let's do that really quick. And then the head is now also centered right here. And that's it from here to here. I'm just pressing shift tab and then tab, shift tab, tab. And then in here, I use these other shortcuts that I have for Premiere Pro, but I'm gonna show you how to do that in Movavi too. In here, of course, in real life, I'm not moving as much, but a cartoon is more exaggerated. So this is okay. And then I go to the other extreme, this one, hips to the other side, and I'm going down. Okay, so now let's bring the hips to this other side. I activate the constraints, and now he's going, oops, not only activate the constraints, but also lock the legs right here, and then go a little bit to the side. And I want the leg, this one, to be reversed, right? And maybe not too long. Let me remove the constraints. And I do want kind of like this. That's what I like about the freedom you have in Cartoon Animator. Okay, now the hips go like this, and then the torso goes to this other side and then rotates like this. Maybe he needs, oh shoot, I'm doing everything in the same position. Let me undo. Okay, really quick. I need to copy this and then paste it how many frames? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, in here, copy, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, paste. Okay, in there. Let me do that again. Activate the constraints, and then, oops, I didn't want to rotate. I'm gonna bring him down a little bit here, and then fix this leg, removing the constraints, taking this leg, and then putting the foot and the leg a little, just so it's not that uh flexed, right? Is the knee is more like look more towards us, right? Like at a perspective, and then the torso needs to go to this other side and then bending to this side, and now have the arms rotated to this side, right? I'm trying to pick this arm already. Very good. Now he goes to this, like this. And now I'm gonna change the direction of the thumbs. So I press S to bring the sprites, click here, and then change from number 0 to number 12. And the same from here, we're gonna go back to this one. Now, let me just reposition this arm a little bit so it's not on top of that. Alrighty. So let me zoom out, and I want the head to this side and then rotate it like this. Okay, let's see how this guy is going. Yeah, he goes from here to here. Okay, 2 more to go. I now go to the next pose. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames, and it's in the middle. So let me go all the way to the top. Pick the top one that says transform, copy, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, paste. Now, here's the reason why I'm using that one specifically. And that is because when you use a master keyframe, you move it and everything below moves with it. And when you copy only the hip, for example, and you move it, it moves alone, right? So that is just something that I do a lot, basing all my animation on here, the top one. And you can only see it when you click on motion, all right? Just so you know. Okay, now in here, I'm gonna do this position. So the hips are going a little bit more down. Let me apply the constraints. Click here, and then it's more like there probably. And then the knees shouldn't be that bent. It's like the knees, here's the thing. I want to do a little bit of 3D thinking. The knees are more like towards the camera. If I go to the side view, probably the knees would be very bent. But I'm thinking like when the knees go towards the camera, the whole leg just gets shorter, but it doesn't go like too bending. So that's kind of an effect that I'm looking for in here. And so I'm gonna just disable the constraints and try to bring the knee flexed, but towards the camera, right? More like that. And probably that's going way too low. We will see. If not, if it is too low, we will correct it. Aha, I'm looking at some errors. Let me put this in the ground level. Okay, yeah, I see a mistake in here. It should be right there. Let's see. I mean, there can be little movements, but there's a lot of separation. Let me just fix this a little bit, just so we can have the knee more at the center. And I think, yeah, I'm just gonna put this a little bit more, and then this other one. I'm gonna do this more like this. See? Yeah, this is for the legs. And then the torso should be neutral, like this. And then the hands, look at this. The hands should be almost towards the screen. So for that, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the hand and then freely, I'm gonna put it around here. and turn it to the side. I'm gonna have a variation. The hand looks very short, but it's because it's supposed to be towards the screen, right? And all of that without the constraints. That's very easy to manipulate, right? Like this. And then the head should be neutral, like there. All right. So we go, this is what we have. I'm pressing Shift, tap, 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 and then tap, 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 and then go back and then forward. Yeah, I'm liking it. Nice. Now the final position. For the final position is 1, 2, 3. It's just 3 frames. Okay, so let's pick the hip, go to the top, select transform. I'm gonna make more space in the timeline. And then how much? 1, 2, 3. 3 frames. All right. Now I'm going to do the final one, constraints. And then in here, I do this. And then he goes just a little bit more down and to the side, right here, right? And also I want to flex some part of the legs. Let me correct this like this, and then put this back in here. And then this one is going to be like so, maybe. And then the torso goes like this, and then he goes like this. Very exaggerated. And now we're going to restore the position of the hands, but going to this direction. Yeah, I take this hand and then like this. I think we're almost done. I just take the head, going to this side, and then rotating like this. Okay, let's see. I don't like that the legs are going to, it's the whole character is like falling down. Let me see if that fixed it. That I'm looking at the feet. Look, they start to go down. So let me just take the hip and bring it up a little bit. Yeah, that's fixing it. I'm gonna take this hip and then one. Oops. Ooh, let me undo that. There you go. I clicked some. There you go. I just wanted like one little step. Yeah, there we go. From there to here. Very good. And now what I need to do is just copy this like a mirror. So in Cartoon Animator, you have something really handy. I can go to here, to the track list, open project, and then I'm going to click on project, and then I'm going to click there to add like a flag, right? I just double click and that adds a little flag in there, and that is going to indicate the center of my animation, right? And so what I'm going to be doing is just put the next frames is going to be a copy. Let me just try to illustrate you explaining like this. This one is going to go next, and then this one is going to go next, right? And then this one is going to go there, and then this one is going to go there, right? Hopefully that makes sense. If not, let me know in the chat so I can go a little bit slower, but it should be very easy. So all I need is the correct timing. So for the next one, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So I just copy this one and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Again, this is the center. This is indicating me the center. The next one, 1, 2, 3. All right. So I just take the second 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be the second, right? So again, this is this, and this one is this one. Now, let's take the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just getting the timer. Look, this is the center. And this is the one that I want. 4 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And then finally, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 4 more frames. And for this one, I have, again, probably I'm going too slow, but it's just so everybody can follow, right? I have these ones, and now I just need the last one. And the center is being indicated by this flag that I put on the project. So I'm gonna take this one, and it was 4 frames, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I have a dance step. Look. Woohoo! And now all I do is, because this one is exactly the same as that one, I can just copy the whole thing, right? I I'm stuck at it. Let me try it again. Oh, this looks beautiful. All of this I can just copy and then paste it again, synchronized in this frame, right? So look, I just take all of this, copy, go to here, and then paste it, and I'm done. And I can paste it as many times as I need, right? I go back. Woohoo! Look at that. Now, here's the coolest thing about Cartoon Animator 4. I can take this, right? And what if I want more people doing that dance? Do you think I'm going to do the whole thing again? No. That's why we get Cartoon Animator, because I can get any other character. Let's take Ashley. Hey, you want Ashley to help you? Yeah, I'm feeling lonely. Okay, we're bringing you Ashley. Just wait for it. And here's Ashley, guys. Now, all I do is I'm going to collect this as a clip really quick. I just go to Chad. I select Chad, and then I'm gonna make sure that I have the object related frame selected, right? Because if I select Ashley, I want to show everything about Ashley. If I select Shad, I want to show Shad. So I'm gonna click on collect clip, select all this area, and then right click, and then export, right? I like to export it as perform, and I'm going to put it in the project files right here. Dance clip, right? And then I can take that dance clip. Where are you, Mr. File? Right here, dance clip. And I can just drop it on her. Let me go to frame 1 and just do this. Look. Boop. Haha! We have 2 guys. And I can do even better. I can go to animation, perform. And if I'm not mistaken, I can go to custom, perform, and then I can add it here, right? Can I just drag and drop like this? No. How? I don't remember how to bring it there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Can I just do this? Clip test. I'm gonna see if that works. If not, please correct me, Kai, Kai Sensei. He's my mentor. But let me see.
Looks like you're doing the right thing.
Yes. Okay. I can just click and drag, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Perfect. So now we have 3 characters. And again, in Cartoon Animator, I can put them information, like bring her to this distance and then copy that distance here. And look at that. Now I have like this formation where these guys are a little bit behind, and I can show a little bit more like this, right? Pretty cool. I just click on the 3D scene right there. And now we have a choreography. Pretty cool, guys. I get so pumped up doing it. Like, I now want to do the whole thing. But anyway, I got to stop sometime. So that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think it's a lot of fun. It was, I'm going to be honest. For me, I have done nothing. It's like 5 minutes for me. But I look at the clock, I'm like, a lot of time went by. So I strongly encourage you to try this. It's so fun and people enjoy it. You put it out there and people are like, yeah, really cool. Really cool, Sonja, Cheryl, Pete. Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Now we are open for questions. Now, let me just do a quick summary really quick. Remember, if you want to stand out, you want to get good ideas. How do you get good ideas? Remember Linus Pauling. To get good ideas, just get lots of ideas. How can you get lots of ideas? References is the word of today. References. Just spend a lot of time getting references. Every minute you spend doing references saves you hours of just scratching your head like, what should I do? I have no idea what to do. References solves everything for you guys, right? Okay, we're
All
open
right, I'm
for
back.
questions. Hi.
Right on. Thanks for that, Mark. That was awesome. I think, you know, a lot of people, they struggle with the production workflow. I've had lots of, lots of technical questions about, you know, how to do this in Cartoon Animator, how to do that in Cartoon Animator. But a lot of time when you actually get to start production, there's a lot more in-depth questions that involve, like, you know, the production workflow, like how do you plan out your project and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I think the way that you've explained it is quite nice, and hopefully that helps a lot of people out there with their independent projects for sure. And that's kind of, you know, that's kind of why we have you along. You're a professional. You know, you got your stuff together, I guess we can say.
Yay.
All right. Let's get to the Q&A then, guys. Thanks so much for sticking with us. Q&A, we have a few questions in the pipeline. So what we're going to do is first go to the first one. I think this was from the
Adrian.
beginning. Was the Dua Lipa music video done in Cartoon Animator?
I
Um,
I don't think so. Dua Lipa was done with traditional animation. That takes long. I can tell you they spent, just so I know about traditional animation. It takes like 1 week to record a couple of seconds. So every character that you saw dancing took a long time to animate frame by frame. So it's
yeah.
not for fast production. That one was very expensive. That specific
Absolutely.
video.
If you have the AAA budget of like a major music studio, you know, you're
Yeah.
not going to be like, oh, we're gonna, like, you know, we're gonna try and do this on, like, you know, Cartoon Animator budget. We're gonna, like, you
Yeah.
know, we're gonna hire like guys who graduated from, like, you know, professional, and it goes on. It goes
Yes.
on. You get to the thing about these kind of projects is they can range from the thousands of dollars to the millions of dollars.
See.
Just like, yeah.
And
Um,
actually, just answering also a little bit more, Adrian, I don't recommend you go that route because it's incredibly expensive, and you get discouraged in the process. And with Cartoon Animator, you get things like you saw this animation. Like this took me like 15 minutes, right? Plus the research, etc. Probably 1 hour, but I have it the same day, right? So anyway,
Yeah, like what you said. I mean, what you did today, without having to explain it, you could probably do that in like 5-10 minutes, right?
yes,
So that's how fast the production workflow is. Yeah, I mean, Adrian, I don't think it was done in Cartoon Animator. They definitely did it manually, manual keyframe, but the budget was like 100 times over what you would spend on Cartoon Animator for
yeah.
sure. Let's go to the next question here. Cheryl Brown, the dance floor square image. Did you just
Probably laid out on
laid
that.
out, or did you create it to in Illustrator? So, like, I mean, I guess it's like, how did you create the dance floor image?
For the dance floors, I just for the grid, for example, I went into tutorials because I was like, there has to be a way, and then actually found that in After Effects you can get one image and then it multiplies like to the sides and up and down, and so you can just take a little like white and black, and then multiply it and multiply it. And also there are ways to create grids like the checkers. Also you can do that almost automatically in After Effects. You have just look for it, how to create a checkers board in After Effects, and like a pattern floor. But yeah, and I just took that. For others it was just a flat image that I did on Photoshop. You can also do it in Illustrator, and then I just took that flat image and do this in After Effects, right? So yeah.
Yeah, there's no shortage of After Effects tutorials out there for sure, especially on how to do that. but yeah, I mean, we just developed that pipeline to After Effects. I think you demonstrated that in your last webinar.
Yes. Yeah, and
So
it's lovely, very powerful.
yes, absolutely beautiful. Like the last webinar, the last scene you did in the last webinar was absolutely amazing. So for those of you who are attending today, if you haven't checked it out, you can search for, or you can actually go into the webinar archive,
Hmm.
archives on the webinar page, and find Mark's last webinar that dealt with, the After Effects pipeline from Cartoon Animator, and how to enhance your project, enhance your scene in After Effects. We made it very easy to do from Cartoon Animator 4 into After Effects. So recommend checking that out. Maybe our assistants can put that link in the chat window. But if not, you can always check out the webinar archives. Just look for anything Mark is golden. This guy's a gold. He's a
And
golden
shiny,
teacher. Yes,
shiny.
and very shiny. I'm very red because I spent the entire day yesterday out on a boat for and I had only SPF 15 sunscreen, but
Oh my
apparently that's not enough
goodness.
for me because
Whew.
I spend most of my time indoors, so you can't really tell right now, but it's very red.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh.
sorry for the sidetrack there, but I may be suffering from heat stroke. We'll see.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
thank you for the question, Cheryl. We'll go to the next question from Steve.
Steve.
What search words did you enter into the search box to find those professionally arranged, choreographed dance sequences? That's a question for you, Mark.
Okay, here's the thing. You just, I'm gonna do it right here for you, Steve, for you. So it's very simple, man. And I just do this. That's how I also get to Justin Bieber and all of that I would probably never search on my own. Just go to YouTube and then I go cool music video. That's it. And then from there, I that's how it starts. I open here and then yeah, maybe I spend a little bit of time and there's no dance. Okay, good, cool music video, dance, right? In my case, this is look, best dance choreography, and there's where I found Mr. Justin Bieber, right? And from there, I just start jumping from the suggestions. There, in this case, there's a list, so this is even better, right? But I actually found lists, and then from the suggested videos, it's just a spiral of perdition between suggestions videos, and then you just jump to another one that you look that you find appealing, right? And you're just collecting. You just copy the address and you put an Excel file or a Word file, and then boop, 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 tons of links of videos, right? That's how you do it. You just jump from one to the other.
Yeah, I can add to that. I think I'm not sure about the whole general world, but I know for a fact that I have friends that are really into K-pop,
Oh
for
yeah.
example. And K-pop, they have their practice videos, their training videos online. They post it, millions of views. But yeah,
Yes.
you can just watch them do it raw without all the
Yes.
special effects,
And
without all the music and
uh,
stuff.
actually,
Without all those, yeah.
I saw a lot of K-pop, but I was like, oh my! If I had more time and if the I had all the time in the world, I would definitely go for some K-pop. But the reason why not is because they are usually not synchronized. They are so creative, and some characters do this, and the others do another thing. And it's very entertaining to watch, but I'm like, that's so complicated. I'm not doing that. But yeah.
Yeah, to each their own. And I mean, we also on the content store, we have like a bunch of content packs that include a lot of the most famous dances from the 90s, from the 2000s, even from the 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
all the way back to the twist. So if you're willing to look through the content store, I won't look through the history right now, but there are motion capture content packs, and I'm not sure, we haven't really done a webinar where we've transferred motions from iClone to Cartoon Animator
Not
yet.
yet.
Not
No.
yet. We'll do that in the future. Yeah, let's switch it up a bit. But yeah, there's lots of content packs that involve that are on the Revision content store that you can find that have 1950s, 1960s. up to the
Very cool.
2020s popular dance. They even have that the floss that my nephew always does. I'm not sure if you're
Yeah,
familiar with that, Mark.
yeah. You cannot see my hands, but I'm doing it correctly,
Yeah,
hopefully.
I saw him. He's kind of doing it. Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
But yeah.
sorry to go off track there. But yeah, there's tons. I wanted to mention there's tons of stuff in the content store. We also have Actor Core,
Mhm.
which is available, and that can be transferred. 3D motions meant for 3D characters that can be transferred to Cartoon Animator 4 onto 2D characters, which is amazing technology, and it's something we recently developed. I highly recommend to check it out. Um, Depending on the animation, it's not perfect, but you're going to have to do a little bit of editing. But yeah, highly recommend that.
Yeah, and actually that is pretty cool because you can also get, like, instead of getting like the reference that I, because I enjoy doing the animation, but you can also just get the clips you need for the dance moves you need. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Mark does his stuff manually. Like he's kind of like he's
Oh,
really into it. Like I'm a lazy animator. Yeah, I'm one of those like super lazy animators. So I'm like, oh, where can I find this animation? I'll
there you
just
go.
download it. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next question there. From Steve. Oh, sorry, that was the same one. Okay. Next one from Adrian. When will Cartoon Animator support export to Apple Motion? That's a question for me, I guess. I haven't heard anything in the pipeline from our developers about Apple Motion. So I can't really give you a solid answer on that, unfortunately, Adrian. But thank you for the question. And I want to reinforce to anyone who's watching, if you guys want certain features to be added to Cartoon Animator 4, we're always listening to the feedback from our users. So please put your feedback into the form. We're gonna send it after this webinar, and our development team reads it directly, and they look at all the features, and they tally them up, or all the requests, sorry, and they tally them up. And the most popular features are generally the ones that get included in the next update. So I think it's
4.4 right now is 4.5, but for
yeah, so we're going to
probably
4.6. Yeah. So we'll include that, and it's going to be free for every 4.5, 4.6, 4.7 update. Those features are free. So yeah, highly encourage you to give us that feedback. And the more that we tally, the higher the chance it's going to be included in the next version. Let's go to Vicky here. Vicky Domine. Very good, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicky.
But how do you put different backgrounds on and turn it into a movie? How do you
Okay,
put different backgrounds on?
I can show you. Let me see. I'm gonna go to my favorite one, which is Dance Clip 5. Is it? Dance Clip 5. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen
Sure.
and let me open Dance Clip. Dance Clip. No, it's not this one. Is for the. Hey, where do I have it? Okay, it's on relation to the. Okay. Okay, yeah, apparently is, I just wanted to see the address.
Yeah,
Show,
Vicky,
there
while
you
he's
go.
looking for that, there's multiple ways you can put a different background in. I think, Mark, you're going to the After Effects route.
Yes, it's what I do is uh, do the animation because the character animation is done very easily in Cartoon Animator. What I did is do the animation and the camera work in Cartoon Animator, and then I export it. And then in here in Cartoon Animator is where I open the exported file, right? So I'm gonna show you this. Where are you? Oops, this is the, it's open in another part. So for example, I have this one, right? Let me just change the view a little bit in here. Window, workspace. I'm gonna go to the normal one, standard. Alrighty. So what's happening is that I bring the whole project into Cartoon Animator, and then in here, I add the 3D stuff. So then I export all of this into a movie. In here, you can see that there are lights. There are, let me just show you, for example, the ground dance floor. This is the dance floor. It's actually a 3D layer, right? Can you see? So this 3D layer is right there, and I can move it.
So
Look.
how's the 3D layer different from the 2D layer? Like, how does that work?
Well, actually, this everything is like 2D, meaning it's flat, but you can just rotate it, right? And so in Cartoon Animator, I do the camera work in Cartoon Animator, but then in After Effects, I can also rotate the camera a little bit more, like the look. I'm rotating around the characters.
So it's a
Let
separate
me
effect, yeah.
exactly. Let me just. How do I zoom out like this? I'm zooming out. I'm messing out the animation right here, but just to show you, right? And look, that's what we have. This is the scenery. So all of this, I put the characters in Cartoon Animator, and then I just do some adjustments to the camera, right? And then I put everything. For that, you actually need to take some classes in After Effects. I took some training, but to be honest, I forgot almost everything because I didn't use After Effects for like 10 years. And then for this trailer, I was like, oh, I just went to YouTube and answered all my questions. Like, how can I create a 3D environment in After Effects, like walls and everything? Well, I just learned it. So yeah, hopefully that solved your question.
Yep. Hopefully that solved your question. If you need elaboration, just feel free to put another question in the Q&A section. But yeah, I can definitely sympathize with your plight there of learning After Effects, learning. I learned Maya in high school, and high school for me was a long time ago. I'm not going to say how long. I'm not going to reveal my age.
But it was yesterday.
Yeah, almost yesterday. I have a very bad short-term memory. But anyways, unless you're using this stuff all the time, unless you're using these functions, quite often, it's easy to forget. So it's very
Yeah.
fortunate we have these video tutorials out there, and you can always count on Mark or I to have something out there to cover all that you need to learn. Okay, let's go to the next question. Steffi C. Did you just animate the characters and export them into After Effects for final framing and composition?
Yes, all I do in Cartoon Animator, I just animate the characters and the camera, and then I export. And in After Effects, I spend like 1 hour in Cartoon Animator and then another hour in After Effects doing all the composition.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, good, easy
Uh,
question. Let's go to Adrian next. Adrian actually
uh,
mentions not everyone's on Adobe,
yeah,
which is a very fair point. And
full
Mark, can I
motion.
ask you, like, what are your alternatives to Adobe products that you use yourself?
Actually, I actually do like Adobe, right? But for me, it's an investment. Like I use Adobe, I pay every month, but because I use it in my professional life, I get paid, right, for using it. So that's probably a not for a lot of you. And so what I do is, okay, not everyone is on Adobe. I'm thinking because you were the one who asked for the motion, Apple Motion, right, Adrian? If
Might
I'm
have
not
been.
mistaken.
I forget the original
But
question. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's fair, yes. And probably yeah, it's if enough people all need that feature, I believe Revolution is it's like the way to go. We just Revolution decided to go for Adobe because it's the most popular, right? And there's tons of tutorials on Adobe. That's the other thing. But yeah,
Well, there's also other software as well that uses a PSD format in terms of like character creation and stuff like that.
for
Um,
PSD, I do use, for example, Clip Studio, and I know a little bit of Krita. But yeah, what I do is if I need alternatives, I just go to Google alternatives to Adobe After Effects, right? And then you're
Yeah,
gonna
very,
find a
very,
lot.
very, very good point. Like Adrian, very good point. If you want to get free stuff, and there is a lot out there. Just Google like After Effects alternatives, Photoshop alternatives, and stuff. I think guys like Mark and I are fortunate enough to have generally that stuff paid for, but yeah, there is a lot of other options out there as well, for sure. And I strongly encourage people to use those options because freedom. Freedom from the anyways. Okay, let's go on.
It
Next
reminded me
question.
of the 1990 something, the Apple, the the girl throwing the hammer.
1984, yeah,
1984,
where
yeah,
she does the
the
whole
hammer,
thing,
and then
yeah.
yeah, to Big Brother.
I'm old enough to remember that. Yep. Break free from the corporate overlords. Anyways, we'll continue on. Question from Royston. Cool name. I'm a new user of CTA4. Will the 4.5 have loads of new features? Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I don't have the product map in front of me.
Yeah, I actually, if you I just recorded a couple of lessons on that. So if you go to Cartoon Animator, let me just go to Cartoon Animator and just go to help. You can go to where it says Cartoon Animator for on the web. And then, yeah, it has a lot of features. And what I love about Revolution is that you can go to features and basically you have a whole landing page explaining everything in detail. Like I can go to character creation. Oh, this is hot. The 360 head creation. What's that? I can click on it, and then ooh, I get tons of videos for just one feature. So everything is explained in a lot of detail, and I love that. So don't get overwhelmed. You can just get some popcorn, get comfortable, and start watching a couple of these features. For me, it's very. I'm a geek. I enjoy watching ooh, and I got all of that. Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, grab some popcorn and browse the Reillusion website. It's
Some snacks.
it's your time. Anyways, okay, cool. But yeah, the new features of 4.5. We do have the section of the forum, I believe, that deals with the new features announcements. So if you go to forum.reillusion.com, they often announce those new updates prior to release. So yeah, I recommend every user to check out the forums at least once if they're serious about it. Yeah, I don't have the product map in front of me, and it may not be the the best idea to just guess on the future right now. So let's go to the next question for now. Sorry about that. Next question is from William here. What are the effectors in CTA and how to affect the animation? Effectors with an E.
Effectors.
I think he might be talking about there's an iClone tool called there's iClone effectors. Yeah, but we haven't transferred that over to CTA just yet. And that's where you can basically lock a character's hand onto an object, like a baseball bat. You can have some dummy effectors.
Okay. In here, I believe it's the Smart IK, right?
Yeah, I mean the effectors utilizes the IK technology. We don't have it in Cartoon Animator 4 yet, unfortunately, but yeah, the effectors are basically dummies that kind of snap your hands to an object. And say, for example, I have a baseball bat and I snap my hands to the baseball bat. Then in my viewport, I move the baseball bat. My arms will go like this automatically, just because of the human IK. But I'm only moving the baseball bat. I'm not moving the hands.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's
interesting.
It's an iClone technology.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, that's it's something that we're going to be integrating into CTA for sure. Anything that you see in iClone probably within the next year is going to be integrated into CTA. So, I mean, CTA is only in version, what is it now, 4? Yeah, 4. So iClone's in version coming up 8 coming up. So we're way ahead of CTA. So iClone is kind of like the pioneer in terms of the technology.
Technology.
Yeah, and that's all going to be passed to CTA. And there's so much interaction between the two, which is really cool. Like the ability to transfer a 3D motion onto a 2D
Yes,
character, right?
that's
Nobody's ever done that in the world. So we're the only company that's doing that, and we're really looking forward to advancing that. Anyways, I'm going to stop
really
blabbering
cool.
about our future plans. Okay, let's go to the next one. Elijah, cool name. Is there a way to capture or transfer full body mocap with iClone and send the animations to Cartoon Animator to speed up doing keyframe animation?
Yes.
Yeah, I just mentioned that actually, Elijah. So there is the link between iClone and
Yes.
Cartoon Animator 4. So you
Yes,
basically,
I can show right here where you can find more about it. When you go
yeah,
the Cartoon Animator add-ons, iClone Motion Link. I
yeah,
believe that's the one, right? This one.
absolutely, yeah,
And look at that. Yes, it's like this could be like motion capture that you do. You bring it into all of that was the what Kai is mentioning. Is that look, is the 3D used in 2D. That is pretty revolutionary and very cool.
yeah. That's a very good word for it because no one else is doing it. And we have that pipeline.
Revolution.
We own both technologies, so we're developing that pipeline to apply those 3D motions to the 2D characters, which is it's unconventional. It's very strange, but we hope people embrace it and enjoy it. It's very cool. I encourage you guys all to try it out on your own time. I think it comes for free with a lot of the bundles we have for sale right now if you haven't already purchased. But okay,
And a quick follow-up question by Pete. Is Cyclone only on Windows? I believe it's also in Mac, right? Or
no, iClone is only PC.
only
Unfortunately,
PC.
all,
Oh, okay.
all of our 3D software. The problem is we developed it too far. It's too complex for us right
To
now to
do
spend
that.
to spend the resources to port it over to Mac. So for Cartoon Animator, we did Mac from the
Started.
start.
Mm.
Yeah, we developed them parallel. But iClone. Unfortunately, when people started requesting Mac versions, we were already on like version 5, and
Oh,
we're like, well, we're a small team. We're not a huge team. We're a mid-sized developer, and to port over to Mac, unfortunately, would be a huge resource grab. So we'd rather just it's a cutting
and
edge technology where we have to develop every year and not focus on porting over to other software. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the next question then, from Aventosa. Do you practice the animated background? For example,
let
how
me
to make
open
the
it.
seething clouds in Cartoon Animator? And there's a link there.
Okay.
Um,
I'm opening it. I just
yep.
from Shutterstock.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just kind of basically undulating clouds. Yeah.
Okay. And your question is, do I practice? If I use animated backgrounds in my animations, so far, yes, I actually did one. Let me just show you. I don't know if I can show that preview, but I actually used some kind. Yeah, actually, let me show you. It's on the clip. You probably missed it, but it's very subtle. And I used it for the kaleidoscope effect right here on this clip. Look, on this girl right here. Let me just make it like this. This one, look, right there. I put a little bit of movement. But if I needed fog, for example, this one could use fog. So what I would probably do is take some fog effects with transparency, or there are effects in After Effects where everything is black. If everything is black and the fog is a little bit white, there are ways to put it here and make the black transparent. You just have to I don't remember how to do it, but I just go to daddy YouTube. Hey YouTube, how do you do it? And then I would put fog like and I actually used some animated flares for all these effects, right? This are animated flares. But anyway, I do not all the time, but I do use it very subtly. So yeah, I mean, Dosa, hopefully that answers your question. And I would probably use clouds and have some character flying. If Superman, hey, it's a bird. No, it's a it's an airplane.
We also do have a weather pack for Cartoon Animator as well.
Oh yeah,
Do you have that, Mark, or I'm not sure?
I have seen them, but I haven't
Yeah,
used them yet.
let me see if I can find it here really quick. Yeah, Weather Maker it's called.
Yes, I
And this basically, I'm not gonna.
raining and etc.
Yeah, there's rain, lightning, all kinds of stuff, and if you have situations like that where you need a specific kind of scenario, you can always look in the content store as well. There's certain things available, not all the time, but in this case, we do have some stuff. Let me just post this here in the chat window. So if you guys want to check that out, there's some weather stuff, different weather layers and effects. Some of them are animated, so you can have like the animated lightning and everything like that. There's some funny stuff in the chat there. Anyways, okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, I think Adrian from his question before was elaborating about the software he uses. Affinity Photo, yeah, Affinity is definitely a good one. Alternative to facial
Yeah,
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Yeah, I have Affinity myself, so that's definitely one that's practical as an alternative to Photoshop. FCPX. I'm not familiar with FCPX.
Final Cut Pro.
Oh, Final Cut.
I
Okay, Final
used
Cut
it.
Pro.
When I had a Mac, I used Final Cut Pro.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, all non-subscription. Okay, yeah. By the way, all Realusion software is also non-subscription. It's a one-time purchase. Yeah. Some people prefer one way, some people prefer the other. We'll see. Royson says,
"You're
"Sorry,
welcome,
what?"
Royson."
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Mark. Awesome. Yeah.
You're
Thanks,
welcome,
Royson.
Royson. My pleasure.
Okay, Vicky says, I've been looking at Animator 4.5 for an animated teardrop, but never found one. Do you think there'll be one in the future? Teardrop is a simple. Why don't you answer that, Mark?
Vicky, how do you animate a teardrop? Let's say that if I needed a teardrop, like I need a teardrop, what can I do? Well, I'm gonna go to the past. I need characters dancing with original dancing steps. What can I do? What did I do? I went for references. So, Vicky, if I had to animate a teardrop, I would do this. Go to YouTube and then animate a teardrop. And then I would see like, oh, start to finish, step by step. Yeah, and I can see how what I would probably do is probably do it frame by frame. And apparently it's not that complicated. They're using flip a clip, right? Maybe not those water drip in After Effects. So what I would do is do it from there, right? And then so I would spend probably an hour if I really needed it. But definitely this could be one, or animated teardrop. And then I would use that as a reference of a character crying, right? If that was totally required, like teardrop. And yeah, that's what I would do. I would go to probably emotional scenes that I remember from cartoons that I've seen. Then, oh, I remember that one, and then put it right. I remember one from Rurouni Kenshin, an anime, and there's this character who always cries. She's in love with that
Yeah, Mark,
guy.
you old. Rooney Kenshin. I remember that. That's high school for me.
So that one I actually watched it when I was like 18, right? But I saw them on Cartoon Network, and there was this character that always cried like and that I would pay attention to that. How did they? Or look at the funny. There are one funny ones that they just put. So whatever you need, Vicky, you can find the reference, right? And if there's no teardrops animated, well, you can be the first one to do it and put it in the marketplaces. And if more people need it, they buy it from you. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, fair enough. Good answer there. Yeah, I was just give me like nostalgia flashbacks to like Rurouni Kenshin and stuff like Evangelion and all those old school
Actually,
animes.
I'm such a fan of guys. I'm gonna confess, I'm such a geek. I have the reverse blade right here. These are the reverse blade from that
Oh, look at
anime
that guy, man.
right here, and this was given to
You're
me
otaku.
by one of my best friends because I'm very peaceful, and he was like, because you're with peace, I give you this, and I was like, oh. So yeah. Anyway, let's
The
move
very
on.
peaceful guy with a samurai blade in his studio. There you
Yeah.
go. Self-defense, right?
Sale,
Self-defense.
the security in this office just improved.
Yeah, absolutely. That was awesome. Very, very cool. Okay, that was Vicky's question. Let's put that away. Joe asks, will there be iClone interaction with CTA for Mac users in the future? Again, unfortunately, I can solidly say that if you are interested in iClone, our 3D software, any of our 3D software, um, porting over to Mac is not our top priority. So just because the area is so is advancing so fast, the technology in 3D real-time 3D animation is advancing so quickly. If you look into companies like Unreal, Unity, Omniverse for NVIDIA, it's advancing so fast that we don't really have time to port over to a Mac, unfortunately. I know we've had so much demand for it, but yeah, just like a few other things. Yeah, not going to Mac. So that just to cut it short there.
So
Yeah.
and just quick mention. I'm thinking maybe you're Jocelyn Lager. If that's
Sorry.
you. No, Jocelyn. I believe the one you just answered is student.
Yeah,
If that's you,
Joe Legger. Yeah.
Jocelyn. If that's you. If not, let forget
Oh
to say
yeah,
that.
you probably know her, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Joe
Anyway,
Jocelyn. It's not a big leap. Yeah, probably.
maybe.
All right. Question from Adrian. Let's get through this. Does CTA have a function to randomize clothing colors on duplicated characters? No, unfortunately not.
Hmm.
That's a very niche kind of
Randomized
request.
clothing colors on duplicated characters. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't randomize. No, you gotta do it manually. Sorry, man. Um, It'll take you a couple seconds, but
Mm.
um, yeah. Another question from Joe. Has Realization IT team or developers tested iClone and Character Creator on a Mac using Bootcamp? Okay, so yeah,
Like to port to open Windows, I believe, right?
yeah, it's like a Mac emulator basically. Bootcamp. Yeah, we've had a lot of users. Some of those
Yeah.
stubborn Mac
I
users.
believe
Yeah.
Pete on the chat, Pete, I believe you mentioned like you open it or you are willing to open it on Windows, right? On your Mac, something like that.
Well, the boot camp is like the basically the emulator. It just runs your Mac as a PC,
Hmm.
and it's generally the same with like minimal loss of resources, processor resources. But obviously, PC is going to be the best option for you. Just straight PC. So apologies to the Mac users out there, I mean for iClone.
Yeah.
Apologies to the Mac users out there. Yeah, for Cartoon Animator 4, we're going strong, Mac for sure.
Oh, Jocelyn, yes, you. I just skipped to the end and then she said yes. Okay. Hi, I remember you. So anyway, Steffi.
Okay, Steffi, this is a question probably I can answer really quickly. I'm a new user to CTA. What's the difference between Face Puppet and Facial Key Editor? Okay, very easy question. Facial Puppet is basically you're recording in real time using your mouse movements. So if I use Face Puppet Tool, I can move my mouse to the left, and my character will frown. To the right, my character will smile, right? And then basically your mouse movement just like blends those all together. And you can record that, and you just use your mouse movement to blend it all together. If you don't like it, Control Z, undo, do it again, and you can have like. I have to admit, to be honest, I'm like I said before, I'm a lazy animator, and so this is sometimes the way that I start my base animation. If I know the feelings that my character is trying to express in a scene, and I know the timing of it in general, with the voice, with the audio, I'll just use the Face Puppet Tool, and then after you use the Face Puppet Tool, you can also add on top of that, you can customize various things like put the eyebrow higher, put the lip lower or something like that, right? Yeah. So I think what was the original question again? Okay, so Face Puppet Tool is real time using mouse movements. Face Key Editor is keyframe animation, just like Cartoon Animator, same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty basic. And of course, any questions you guys have, you can always look up Mark. Did we put the education site on the chat earlier, Mark? I'm not sure.
I'm just reading something from Bridget. Mark, watch out for those Beyonce auditions with fancy dance moves. There's a role for you.
Honestly, Mark, I gotta say,
I'm hiding from Beyonce. She keeps calling me.
I'm seriously impressed with those moves, though. Like, come on. Do you really expect an animator to have those kind of like sexy moves? Like, come on.
Nobody was expecting it, eh?
It's way better than me. You don't even want to see me. I'll be like flopping about like a whale on a beach. I don't know. Sorry. Anyways, okay. Okay. There's a answer basically from Vicky. Yeah, I want to mention earlier, if you have any questions, you can always email us later. Kai@realision.com, Kai@realision.com. Mark is on the website as well.
And you can also write to support@totheanimation101.com too. Yeah. And sometimes if you have some very specific issues, you can also reach to my team, and they give you one-on-one sessions. Sometimes it's just like a quick 10-15 minute session with Sato, for example, one of our certified instructors, and it solves everything for you. And sometimes it's something incredibly simple, and sometimes we are embarrassed to ask, like, it's because it's I don't know if my question is stupid. Still ask it, because we want to save you frustration. And sometimes it's just one click on some checkbox that you don't have activated, and that changes everything. So
yeah, sometimes the answer to that one stupid question can like just open a whole world of everything else. So I mean, there's just feel free to ask it. There's no stupid questions. I hate to sound like a junior high school teacher, but no stupid questions in general.
Only stupid people
Mark,
who don't ask. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you gotta ask. Yeah, don't.
No, but ask. If you keep the question, you're getting a little bit stupid there. But if you ask it, you get an upgrade. That's how I think about it.
I used to be that shy kind of person that didn't ask the questions, and trust me, don't worry about it. Just ask us, man. Just ask us.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're basically done for all the questions. Yeah, we're at 7:50. Great. If anyone has any more questions, you can contact either Mark from the education website, or you can contact me, Kai@realision.com. We encourage you to fill out the survey that we're going to send you after this to, give us more requests about what kind of topics you want to hear about. I know this year, 2021, Realision is launching a whole bunch of stuff. So there's going to be a whole bunch of new things to learn. Any questions you want to, anything you want to learn about specifically, feel free to put that in the feedback form. And you also get a 10% discount for the content store, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I think that's it. Anything else you want to say, Mark? Before we
Well, that's it, guys. I enjoyed it so much, and thank you so much for all the good words and my the appreciation of the dancing. Big hug to everyone, guys. Like, yeah, group hug. Yeah.
he's even doing dancing moves right now. Look at this guy. He's on his seat. He's doing dancing moves.
Alrighty, thank
Anyways,
you, guys.
Mark, you should try some. You should try to have some like dancing classes. You can also do dancing classes, maybe. You know, that could be a side gig for you.
Not for now, but yeah. No, Beyonce is going to come on again, so
you can't compete with Beyonce. You can't compete with Beyonce. Anyways,
take care.
let's head off tonight. And thanks again, Mark, for being with us. Thanks to everyone here for being with us. And good night and farewell to all of you tonight. We'll see you in the next webinar. Good night.
Take care, guys. Bye bye. Live long and prosper.